Welcome to the OBO Construct Underfloor Systems tutorial. We've already logged you in and we're ready to start. We'll begin with a new project, and to do that we'll click on to Add Project. We can add the new project's name in the first input field. Today we'll call it Train Station and save it with a click. A building for this project has already been created and we can change its name via the text field. We'll name it Entrance Hall. It's always possible to add a further new building via the plus sign. In this tutorial, we want to concentrate on the underfloor systems, so let's start with the configuration of an underfloor system. In the beginning, you'll need to make your first selection. Do you have a floor box already, which you just want to re-equip? Then you'll need to start with the module configuration. However, if you want to start right at the beginning with the selection of the device installation unit, you'll need some information about the screed and about the floor covering that will be used. Then the configuration continues here with the selection of the respective floor type. Do you have a high raised floor or a screed floor? If you're working with a screed floor, it's important you know the screed height and also the floor covering height. Via simple plus/minus signs, you can increase or decrease the floor covering height. In our example, we'll choose 10 mm and the screed is predetermined at a height of 10 cm. However, it's possible to change this, of course. The next question relates to whether it's a heavy-duty application or not. A heavy-duty application means that it could theoretically be driven over by a car. Car dealerships are a good example for this type of application. We won't need it to be heavy-duty, so we'll select Not Heavy-Duty. Right away, a large selection of device installation units appears in all types of form, size and material. By using the filters, you can decide directly how the device installation is to be done. We'll initially determine the depth of the floor covering and choose 10 mm, which would be suitable for a wooden floor, for example. As a material, we'll select polyamide. Then we come to the important question of which type of construction we want: square, rectangular or round. In this example, we'll go for the round form. With a click on the device installation unit, we come to an overview of the type of equipment. You can see here 3 device supports, 2 to accept 3 device options and 1 in the middle to accept 4 device options. The device supports are pre-equipped with blanking plates in the event that not all of them are needed. By selecting the socket and by clicking the floor box, the individual floor device supports are equipped. There are also colored variants available, as well as variants with data equipment supports. In terms of multimedia equipment, we have a choice of VGA and also HDMI. The remaining areas will leave blank too, and it won't be noticeable as they are covered with blanking plates. In the next step, we'll come to the accessories. Here you'll be asked if surge protection is required. Again, with the plus and minus button, you can easily add components. The choice of underfloor sockets is limited here to the UZD350, which we will also select. Now we'll name the floor box. The floor box is simply called number 1. The building unit can mean different things, such as a story, a surface area, or an entire zone. The room should be clearly defined and clearly named. Here we'll call it Technology and then save it. Now we're in the planning overview section. As you can see, we're in the building unit Story 1 in the room Technology with the floor box number 1. If you require more floor boxes with the same configuration or equipment options, you can simply add them using the plus button. Of course, there's also the option to create a new room or even a new building unit with the same configuration. You'll be asked if it has the identical floor construction and the same floor covering, which you can confirm here. Then click on Create. If you want the same configuration in the Technology Room 2 as in Technology Room 1, you can simply click onto the floor box and then click onto the plus button, and you will immediately have the same floor box as in room number 1. If you would like to see a brief overview of the items you have already selected, simply click onto the floor box. Then you click on the symbol I, which stands for Information. The floor box you have configured will appear with all the specifics and details. Everything that has been selected so far, from the universal supports and the multimedia supports you selected through to the blanking plates, is listed here. By clicking to the planning overview, we return to the overview. If you have configured several floor boxes, they will appear right at the top in the overview. Also in the overview, there is the option to export the data. At the bottom, you can see the export file of the floor box as a graphic, an accumulated order list, as well as a material list for the building unit, in other words, all the items you have already configured. As we have now equipped the floor box or the floor boxes for the individual units, stories or rooms, we now need to plan the trunking or duct in order to connect the floor boxes. Once again, we decide on the width and height of the trunking or duct and the number of compartments. These choices will give us the appropriate trunking or duct. Some details about the trunking or duct, such as article number, type, dimensions and width, are shown, and here you enter the length of trunking or duct you require, and then you confirm the type of trunking or duct you require. Based on the configuration and the selection you made, the length, the amount, 50 2-meter lengths, the number of connection lugs, the brackets and the end pieces are shown. Or if you need to route vertically upwards, also the number of vertical bends are displayed. We don't need to add anything else here, so we can save everything. Back in the planning overview, the trunking or duct has been added to the order list. By clicking onto the menu item Projects, you can open your project at any time, edit it, and also add an earthing system or even a fire protection system. Of course, it's possible to upload an image in order to identify your project clearly. So you have the option at any time via the menu item Your Projects to access the projects you have configured already and to alter them. Enjoy the configuration stage in OBO Construct, and I wish you every success with your project.